Tortured is From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
I swear to God, dude. I thought he was about to bite a hole through his lip. I've never seen somebody try not to say something that they wanted to say so bad in my fucking life. I mean, goddamn, I hope he had chapstick on, because that ash on the lip really must have. Hey, how you doing, folks? It's me, Johnathan T. Rokford, here with another edition of From the Front Row, folks. And I must say, what a week! And then the fireworks that went off. You know, if I had filmed one day earlier, folks, I would have missed all the little fireworks that went off on the page, WPA page today. I mean, we finally heard from Jackson Ayers, and that's Jackson with 2 X's, folks. We saw the Messiah calling out just everybody and their grandmother. And then you think I torture you with my voice. We got tortured with not one, but 2 videos by David the Beast Smith. And through all that, folks, there was no third degree, unless his special guest was John Cena. We also had our inboxes filled with all kinds of messages and emails and post this video and shoot this video. I still don't know whose little child that is that keeps singing. When I find out, though, we're going to have a little talk. Now, out of the ordinary, we do have Melvin here with some weird message he said he got in the email, folks. And he asked me very politely in his own little way if he could read the message. And considering the message, I really didn't see any problem with it, folks. So before I even get into what matches actually happened and who won them, we're going to have Melvin come on here and read off whatever this fucking message is that he just has to read and take up my damn time. I mean, I don't know. Philip might not like it. I mean, Philip would be here today too, so he still has to do his weekly pick. And, folks, he still's got the picks of the month, the top 10. He said this one was a hard one. There was a lot of performers that pressed him during September. So without further ado, folks, Melvin P. Thurgood the Third. Shit, what's up, idiots? First off, thank you, Johnathan, for being nice enough to let me, do this, because I got this message today, and, it's from an anonymous source, and I quote, it goes, Melvin, you are the only one around here who cares about the truth. That's true, I do. I speak from the heart. So many rumors have gone around, but I know you'll see the true nature. Of course, because these bunch of idiots can't hide shit anyway. Always with their farkle-knuckle bullshit.
So sources close to the agency's upper echelon are confirming that the recent release of Starling J had nothing to do with Starling asking for her release. I knew she was lying. James Altraz fired her for suspected contract tampering. A little scamp. As well as using company funds for her own business ventures. Oh my God, she should be arrested. The official release of Starling J came as a surprise to her as well, as all parties assumed the loss of the trio's titles, as well as her new managerial role, would simply be ignored. Melvin, the world needs to know the truth. I know you'll make them hear it. It was signed a fly on the wall. This is some deep shit. I mean, come on. You know, you go around on a losing streak, and then you decide to just use the money and do your own shit. What? You are scandalous, lady. I mean, goodness gracious. But you know, what can you expect from somebody that can't even figure out what they want to call themselves? You know, I should warn her. She thinks she's the queen, but I have it on good authority that there'll be a match coming up soon. And that little queen title is going to be up for grabs. And when it does, you know, if she wins, you know, hey, she can keep you going. But we won't have to call her a queen no more if somebody beats her. What? Hey, don't tell me to wrap it up. Flip shit. Take advantage of my time I got here. But, in my opinion, that's some scandalous shit. I don't know who sent me this message, but whoever did, you are the true MVP. And Philip should put you on his top 10 list and shit. I'm telling you. And a shout out to my hero, Fat Thomas, who opened up a barbecue spot. I heard the ribs are delish. But that's my breaking news. Back to you, Johnathan. Flip, stop sticking your tongue out at me, you little asshole.
That's what was the breaking news. Who the fuck sent that shit? I'm gonna tell you like this. Stop snitching. Anyway, folks, thank you, Melvin, for that breaking news. I'm pretty sure somebody will find that very interesting. Of course, we all know that whenever there's one accusation, there's always two sides to the story. Well, actually three. There's their side, and then what's the truth. But that's not for me to decide, is it? What? You're not shocked by that news, Flip? Okay, Flip, just because she had animals walking around as her assistant does not mean she... Okay, maybe. But anyway, folks, a shout out to our Game Changer champion, folks. Very quietly, he's been going around either sneaking up on people and having matches, or calling them out in weird ways via email, via poems, just whatever, or just simply saying their name. And he's held the title now for a month, folks. As a matter of fact, by my record, he's gone through 7 opponents so far since he's won that title. He's on pace, folks. He's already... This has been 30 days now, folks, with the Game Changer title. He's done this before, folks. It doesn't get any easier, and I'm pretty sure sooner or later somebody will take it from him. But this week, Johnny Rocco challenged the Master Sean Puff, who seemed to be a spectator last time. He made him an opponent, and he beat him. And with the most underhanded shit I've ever seen in my life that I still can't believe Sean Puff fell for. I just is simply telling him to look behind him, pretty much, is what he told him, and cracking him with a kendo stick. Now, the badass Eddie Vendetti was backstage stretching when he got caught by Johnny Rocco. And Johnny just simply said, hey, game on, and fucking pinned him. Now, the third match, folks, that was the strangest one of them all. As I said before, earlier this week, or last week, the lights went off on that match. And we still don't know what caused that to happen. And to be honest, Johnny looked kind of confused himself, a little bit baffled that the lights went off. But nevertheless, he was in the match and he needed to get the pin to get the match over. So he pinned the Kingpin, JP DiMaggio. Now, JP did have to get checked out because he was not moving, but he did have a match later in the night. Speaking of which, folks, as always, we had a Bruno match, folks. So we're not going to talk about it. What we are going to talk about is Martel the Carpenter versus our Women's International Champion. The First Lady of WPA, the Lady Assassin, taking on Martel. Of course, non-title, because both of them hold titles, and I would say she probably would defend hers more than he will. Yes, Flip. Martel still has an unsanctioned title that he's been holding on. He's been holding on to that tighter than Fat Thomas holding on to a fucking sandwich. He held on to it tighter than Fat Thomas with a bag of Ruffles. That's, yeah, tight. But Martel actually beat Lady Assassin, which I was kind of shocked. Hey, maybe this be a new Martel this season, folks. Maybe we might need to watch out for Martel this season. Maybe he's tired of being the butt of the jokes. We're still going to make jokes, but he might be tired of it. Now, our next match saw the First Lady, Alexa Leslie, taking on the former WPA World Champ, Narragansett. Both of them former champs in their own rights, folks. Very formidable opponents. And Narragansett, since losing this title, has not had a very good string of luck, folks, as he was defeated by the First Lady, who would normally take joy in a good win, but exactly, oh shut up, would normally take solace in a good win, but did not appear happy. But nevertheless, good win. Lady Assassin, not Lady Assassin, First Lady also said she would be taking a brief break from competition to take care of some personal business. We wish her well. We see you when you get back. You know, it doesn't hurt to have to take a break every now and then. Everybody needs a break. Life does not stop just because WPA is in action. Now, our next match was the Kingpin, who the doctors cleared him for the match, going up against Mac Blakely, but it was obvious he was still thinking about what happened at the Game Changer match. And didn't look 100%, folks. And Mac Blakely was able to pull off the win and defeat the Kingpin. Which sucks, folks. This guy has a #1 contendership for a world title. Losing the match. Now, granted, Mac Blakely is no pushover, folks. But still, kind of put a little brief pause in that momentum that Kingpin was building up. But I'm sure come time for his championship match, he will be ready and at 100%. So, now our next match was Winthrop P. Alexander the Fourth. I hate saying that fucking name. And South Bronx Savage battling 1-on-1. And the match ended with a time limit draw. That's probably the longest WPA has ever gone in his life. Yeah, how would I know? You hear things backstage. Now, in our next match, we had the man nobody wants to lose to, Quanny Fist, going up against the Master Sean Puff. And I tell you, folks, now, to be fair, folks, I say that not because Quanny Fist sucks. He's a former champ in his own right. He's won titles, he's won matches. He was in the top 10 before. It's just simply nobody wants to lose to anybody named Quanny. Pure and simple. And the Master Sean Puff was no exception, as he was able to pull out a win. He actually kind of dominated him. Quanny Fist might need to go back to the drawing board, folks. I'm just saying. Now, speaking of people who've had a bad fortune lately, Big Mel. You know, he lost his U.S. title, which after lengthy reign, took a vacation, came back, had kind of an up and down battle with matches, and he was going up against the forgotten one, Matty Ice. And they knocked each other out the ring, and the match ended in a double countout as neither one could beat the 10 count. Tough break, kid. I wonder if he's going to be like Starling J, who still is trying to recover since she was the IC champ. Nah, he ain't that bad. He ain't that bad. No. He'll come back. He'll bounce back. Big Mel. Now, in our next match, we had the badass Eddie Vendetti versus DJ Tech. And DJ Tech was able to defeat the badass when he hit him with the remix out of nowhere, folks, and picked up the win. So far, we've had 3 competitors that faced Johnny Rocco in a game changer match. And 1 out of the 3 won. Or 2 out of the 3 lost. However you want to look at it, folks. I mean, I'm no math expert. Johnny Rocco is an asshole. I just realized that. It's like he's pinpointing people. I know he has to challenge people, Flip, but it's like he's pinpointing. Like he's literally waiting to the last minute to call people out, too. It's like he wants people to think they're going to get an open challenge and then just letting them down. Just disappointment all over the place. The only thing more disappointing than that is Starling J's record. Gosh, she might need to take a longer vacation. Which she is on vacation this week. She'll be back next week, and God help her. There's a lot of people gunning for her right now. It is not going to be pretty. Our next match, like I said, was Johnny Rocco versus Donnie Boy. And Rocco hit Donnie Boy with the Annihilator. He pretty much, it was like Donnie Boy wasn't there most of the match. And then when he tried, Rocco hit him with the Annihilator. It's like Rocco played with him. And you would think somebody with going through 3 game changer matches would be kind of tired, but they were all walk-offs. He did it. I'm sorry, he did it smartly. Johnny's no fool. Yeah, he doesn't really even like the game changer belt either, but he will defend it happily. But Rocco with another win, which should now put him into the rankings. As I believe that was his 4th singles match, folks, since losing the tag team titles. Can't wait to see where he falls on the rankings for WPA, the official WPA rankings. Not Phillips. That's a whole nother bloodbath waiting to happen. Now, our next match was the Wraith versus Chrysalis, and Chrysalis was able to pull out the win against the Wraith. That was a pretty good match, too. Oh, man, they fought all over the place. I thought it was going to be a count out till Chrysalis threw him back in the ring. Yep. Wraith likes to fight. You know, I hope he goes back to doing promos. He has some classic promos. Just little people just running around. Speaking of which, who fucking doll is that keeps singing? Flip. Are you behind that shit? Shit's irritating. She was in the. How did she even get in the beginning of the show? Whatever. Now, our next match saw the Super Champion King taking on Fat Thomas, and Fat Thomas was in rare form. You know, if Fat Thomas had did this week, last week, what he did this week, he'd still be the champion right now. It's like he made no mistakes. He was like picture perfect. Must be that new restaurant he opened up. What? Do they do the delivery? Bro, if there's even any food in there, he probably eats half the profit. I mean, he ain't called Fat Thomas for nothing. Now, our next match, like I said, it was Fat Thomas. You know what he calls that movie does? No, the other one. No. The Eclipse. Because his lights out when he lands on him. That was fucking brutal, bro. I would not want that fucker to fall on me, dude. It looks like it hurts. Could break a couple ribs. Ooh, ribs would sound good right about now. Let's go get some. And no, we're not going to Fat Thomas's place for that shit. Now our next match saw the Prince of Crime Delirious taking on the Darkstalker. And another dominating match. We haven't seen the Darkstalker dominate in a while, folks. And he just took it to Delirious. What happened to Delirious? That guy, top 10 guy, and it's a new season. It's a new season. Some of these guys that were in top 10 in this new season now, they're learning. When you start fresh, bro, it's game on. Especially Darkstalker trying to, I think it was his 4th match. He's trying to get into the rankings. He wants to start off kind of high. He wasn't playing around. He hit that black void on the Delirious, and it was game over, folks. Now, our last singles competition before we hit the contender matches and championship matches featured former WPA champion Jermaine Walker, who holds the record right now for length of a reign, especially if you combine all his championship reigns, folks. That's one hell of a reign. But he was taking on Katz and Corey. And that was another good match. Katz and Corey put up a good fight. But in the end, he fell victim to the black hand side, and Jermaine Walker picked up the victory. I wonder, does he have a loss yet? Well, not counting the one to Nagante. That was a surprise. Well, if we count that one, that'd be one. Since then, I don't know. I think he'll be number one soon. It'll happen. Now, moving on to number one contender matches, we had a number one contender match for the Triple Threat Championship. And match one saw Needles Kane versus Casper 2779 versus Shepard Bane. And Needles Kane was nowhere to be found. I don't even know why we do these matches, folks. Like, seriously, there's always somebody that doesn't show up. And either one of the matches, two of the matches, it almost seems destined to happen. But Casper 2779 was able to pick up the win over Shepard Bane. I'm actually proud of the guy. I hope he wins the championship, actually. I mean, he deserves it. Enough with the participation trophies. He needs an actual championship on his own. I still say he carried the tag team. Now, match two saw Killer Goon Brother and Brasso taking on Luna and James Altrez. And I'm pretty sure James Altrez, the last thing he wants to be in is a triple threat match after losing his trios title to Sinister. But admin was like, hey, let's see what you can do on your own in a triple threat match. But unfortunately, the Brasso wanted to join his Killer Goon brother, Casper 2779, and he was able to pick up the win when he pinned Luna, of all people. That was it, folks. I mean, it was that match could have went either way. That was probably the closest match out of the two. James Altrez, that's what I hate about triple threat matches. Last week it happened to Johnny Rocco. About to win the match, gets pulled off at the last minute. Somebody else picks up the pin after he does all the work. That's probably why he called out Kingpin. I guarantee you that's why he called Kingpin out. He's petty. He understands. He has no gripe, but he's petty as fuck. Now, folks, we had another matches as we took on the Triple Threat Championship was on the line as the sponsored athlete Jayla Masters, who I will forever say is one of the hardest motherfuckers to beat one-on-one and cannot stand multi-man matches. But he seems to have gotten over that. As he's defending his title now, folks. He's got something to fight for. And he took on Money and Frankie Bones. And Jayla Masters was able to, just controlled the match from beginning to end. God damn. If I could start a fan club, folks, I would. Maybe we get some Jimmy's seafood. But Jayla Masters pinned Frankie Bones and retained his title. So, folks, literally, we're going to have the Essential Jayla Masters versus Casper 2779 versus Brasso. All three Killer Goons in the ring at the same time fighting for a title. And, folks, there will be no animosity there. But once that bell rings, it's game on. After the match is over, whoever wins, wins. Title will still be on the Killer Goon. I'm going to root for Casper on that one, though. As much as I celebrate Jayla Masters, I'm going to be rooting for Casper. I gotta. He's going to get over that hump. Watch. I'm telling you, he's going to get over it, and one day he's going to be fighting for a world championship. It can happen. Now, our television champion, Shona, was supposed to be in Ash against Supreme Knight, and we couldn't find him. Go figure. That's a surprise. So she sat down on commentary with our commentators Claude Queensville and Peter Phillips to answer some questions and give a little bit of her perspective on the other championship matches. You know, she's got 2 belts now, folks. Shona, in my opinion, if I swear to God, I know she's going to probably be in Phillips' top 10, if not at the top. I mean, come on, the turnaround on her. Tell you, what, 3 titles in like 2 in months. He's had 3 titles already. God, and defending them pretty well. You know, yeah, she lost 1, but then she goes and picks up another one, and then another. Sheesh. I'll tell you what, folks. Don't complain about being in the championship match if you don't show up to work. We don't want to hear it. We're not listening. Now, in a match, there was an open challenge, folks. David the Beast Smith, and I can only figure that he did this to prepare for his title match against Big Mel and the badass Eddie Vendetti. He had an open challenge. He must not pay attention to the page, folks, because he challenged anyone who hadn't had a title opportunity. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, until Jackson Ayers got here, nobody in WPA has not had a title opportunity. Every week, there's a title opportunity. But before he could change the wording of what he said, of course, the Messiah answered the call and assumed it would be a 1-on-1. But that wasn't good enough for the Beast. No, Beast said, screw it. I'll open this challenge up to anybody. Anybody can get it. And Killer Goon, Money, MF, and Mike was able to answer for himself finally. And folks, good match. If this is any indication of what his next triple threat match will go like, folks, then I'm quite excited to see this match. But the Beast was able to defeat his opponents when he hit a Beast Bomb on Money, MF, and Mike and pinned him to pick up the victory. And he is still your WPA Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. What? He's doing a show. About what? Beer factories? Is he called the Beast Slayer? Isn't that a fucking movie? With his guests, his opponents? Oh, that's gonna end well. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Remember to get some popcorn for that one and some sleep, because goddamn, that dude can talk. Now, in our United States Championship match, we had Lycan Umbras taking on newcomer, the Blueprint, Jackson Ayers. You know, say what you want about Lycan Umbras, but he's an honorable man. People think he picked up Jackson Ayers just because it was a new guy. If you've been watching Lycan Umbras, he's been challenging people that probably haven't had a shot at the U.S. title. He's been challenging people he thinks are good opponents. And yes, you might go, oh, he just challenged people he thinks he can beat. But if you're good, I mean, the guy's at ranked #1 right now. You should always think that you can beat your opponent. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? But, nevertheless, folks, Lycan got off to a slow start against Mr. Ayers. And he tried to mount a comeback and came pretty close to a victory, but Jackson Ayers was able to reverse the pinning attempt and pick up the win, and is now your new United States champion in only his second match. Now some are wondering, will he have a dominant reign like the standard Sterling J? Or will he have a short one? Like, I don't know, most Game Changer champions. One night, 1 week. Or some of the TV champs. We'll see, folks. I mean, it's only a second match. His first match, his opponent didn't even show up. Ain't that some shit? Lucky bastard. Now, in a rare sight, our world champion was in action as Texas Hates You finally, this motherfucker finally cashed in his fucking briefcase. Yes. Hallelujah. He finally grew a set. But he did not cash in successfully. So, folks, Red Death is still your United States champion. And is now looking over his shoulder at Messiah, who keeps calling him out. Well, he called him out a long time ago, but. And now, also, Messiah's calling out the U.S. champion, too. It's like he's literally taking the page out of the Beast's book. Except for he's sober when he's doing it. There's some harsh words being said, too, folks. Holy shite. I thought we was going to need a paramedic for Jackson Ayers. Like I said, I'm used to nail biters, but this guy was literally biting his lip. You know you don't want to say something, you bite your tongue because you shouldn't say something. This dude bit his lip. If I was the Messiah, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him until he calmed down. Just saying. I hope they never meet each other on the street. That's going to be kind of deadly. Now, folks, next week, it's Mega Week. And I know you're saying, oh, didn't we just have a Mega Week for the anniversary? Oh, folks, who cares? It's a Mega Week. You know what that means when you get a Mega Week, folks? That means opportunities are abound, folks. Contender matches, championship matches. Nobody's safe. And right now, I swear, just judging from the action on the WPA page, our booker is licking his chops at some of the matches. I caught a glimpse of some of them, and it's one thing for our booker to make a match. It's another thing for the stipulations he puts on sometimes. I really don't know why he does it. I think he just likes to fuck with the performers. Say what you will, folks. It's an exciting time in WPA. And our Mega Week will be coming, folks. Who will be defending their titles? Who will come out of Mega Week still a champion? Never mind that. Who the hell is Johnny Rocco going to challenge next? And will he make it through another week still Game Changer champion? All these questions will be answered next week. As always, folks, is coming. Don't drink and drive, folks. Tell your loved ones you care and give them a hug. And for the love of Christ, folks, please pick up that phone and call that friend that might need to hear your voice. Could be a saving grace in their life. Shout out to the Tesseract. Look forward to seeing you come back soon. Hearing a lot of buzz about pushes for you. Hearing a lot of buzz about what they want to do to the Tesseract. All good. Also a shout out once again to the First Lady Alexa Leslie. Taking a week of vacation time to get herself together, take care of some personal business. Our prayers are with you. Our hearts are with you. You are loved here in WPA, both of you. Please. Our page is always open if you need to talk. You need a good laugh. You know where to come to. I'm Johnathan T. Rokford, folks. Sportscaster of the Year. Take it away, Philip. Yeah, so you ever if you had to have a hood version of Velma, it'd probably be Starlin J. Yes. What? I don't know. I guess they'd make Jackson there either Scooby or Shaggy. I don't fucking know. Shit. Hello, WBA. It is your privilege and honor once again to hear my voice come across your airwaves. And I will keep this very short and very sweet as I will divulge my pick of the week. But one person may feel honored to have their name come from my mouth. And today we'll be talking about that mouthwatering tiramisu of a champion. J. LaMasters. You know, I will agree with Johnathan when he says he is very hard to beat, because indeed, if one-on-one is not enough for you to be convinced, the fact that now he's defending this championship won. There's nothing else you could say. The sponsored athlete Jalen Masters, winner of multiple titles here in WPA, and now your current WPA Triple Threat Champion. Was not the fluke. It was not luck that got him to where he is. It's determination. Long may his reign be. But that is all I have. As the two idiots took up most of the time. I bid you good day. I said good day.